1.
Hi everyone, this is California Conventions Blog, your convention correspondents Jeriko and Ryan here in sunny Long Beach at Anime Los Angeles, number 19, 2024. Here we have one of the lovely guests of honor, Ms. Tara Sands. How do you do?
Hello. All those numbers in the intro, I like it. So it's ALA number 19 in 2024. We got to get used to saying 2024.
It's so I was so used to putting 23 in everything I write.
I know we don't write it as much anymore, but it's still weird. We type it. I think we type it more than we say it now. No, you guys don't care about this. Let's talk about it. Okay.
Well,
sorry.
Considering convention history, this is your second time as guest of honor for ALA. You initially were a guest in 2017 when the convention was in Ontario.
Yeah.
How do you feel about coming back to the convention now since your last appearance?
I'm so happy. First of all, I love this convention for a lot of reasons. One, that it's near home. 2, they do the ribbons here. I don't know if you guys, I've never been to any other convention in Los Angeles, in California even, that does, because this is California conventions. So these ribbons, people just go around handing them out. Sometimes you have to complete a task to get one. I have my own one here, like my custom one. Ooh. And it's just, it's really fun, and it makes it all very communal. I was hearing that there's other conventions that do it more in the Midwest or the East Coast, but I hope it gets to more shows, because it's really, I don't know, there's something about it that's just very...
It's communal,
like I said, yeah.
It's kind of like camaraderie to find all the ribbons, or get that famous, well-known, infamous scarf that ALA is well known for.
Yeah, and also there's a scavenger hunt for different ones. That's in the program, so people have a mission, and I love it. I love a mission, so.
Now I got a friend of mine who actually challenges attendees to Pokemon battles.
Yeah, I love that.
And she gives out gym badges.
Yeah, that's
someone. Gym badge reference, yeah.
Someone today, she had a stack of cards, and you pick. It's like war, so it's 1, 2, 3, shoot, and whoever had the higher HP on their Pokemon card got the ribbon. I love those little. Yeah, it's fun. You guys should be here next year if you weren't here this year.
Hey, everyone should go to ALA.
If you're not here, you're missing out.
You are.
Oh wow, way to rub it into all the FOMO, dude.
Sorry guys.
Sorry.
But there's next year, and it's going to be number 20, which I feel like is monumental.
20 shows, that's actually a big number.
It's huge, yeah.
Oh god, 20 shows? How long have we been doing this?
At least since 07 or 08.
Alright, you want the next one?
Let's see here. Your bio on your website, you've also been known as a stage actor as well. Do you still perform on stage, perchance?
Not in a long time. It's been a minute. But that's how I started. I grew up near New York, and I started my acting career in New York, and when you live there, you do theater. So, which I love, and I think it's the best training. So I did a lot of off-Broadway and off-Broadway, and cabarets, and all kinds of different theater things we would produce ourselves, or that we would get cast in, and yeah, it's a theater town. LA has more theater than people think, but I just haven't. I did one show in LA, and we never opened.
Oh.
Oof.
We canceled it a couple days. It was a long, boring story, but it was. I was really relieved because it wasn't good. So yeah.
Well, since you were in the acting scene in New York, I gotta ask, was the Moondance Cafe an icon?
Yeah, but I feel like it's a place I pass all the time, and I never went there.
Oh wow.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, you see it everywhere in the movies or stage musicals, but holy moly, it's I'm
trying to picture. Now I'm having trouble even picturing it. If I'm embarrassed, I'm not, and I consider myself a real New Yorker. I'm gonna lose cred. Sorry, New York.
Oh, should we cut that part of the interview out?
No. Unless I'm gonna get beaten up, but yeah.
Okay. When you were doing acting on the stage, what kind of productions you enjoyed working on?
Yeah, I was doing both plays and musicals. I love them both, but I am not a dancer. So, I would stay away from the musicals that had a lot of dance. If I got a callback, they would do, dance callbacks. Oh. And I was like, oh, no, and I would be like, oh, I hurt my ankle, I can't. I just wouldn't go to those. But the last play I did there, I was doing a play off Broadway called Counselor at Law. we had moved, we like did it off Broadway and then got moved to off Broadway, which is like a big deal. And it was like just a beautiful play, and this cast was John Rubinstein and these amazing actors, and I think I preferred not having to, because again, when you do a musical, you can't even leave your house. Like you're just under the vocal rest you have to do to sustain that many performances a week is just intense. So.
Well, shifting gears, actually, did you? This one?
Sure. Shifting gears, how does voice acting and doing voiceover for like advertising compared to doing voice acting for either TV or anime?
So, like doing something like a commercial, it's different. I mean, I've watched different trends in commercials over the years. So it used to be like very selly and like, come into Fridays today and get your appetizer. And now the tone of commercials is more like, hey guys, if you want to come into Fridays, we're here for you. Like it's much more casual. It's like you're talking to a friend. But that also, I mean, you're selling, so it's a very unnatural way of speaking. You're like, how do I fit? I used to do a lot of supermarket commercials, and I would try to read in the most natural way possible how much beef was, and milk, and so it's just a very unnatural verbiage in commercials. Whereas, you're reading dialogue in animation, so hopefully it's just it sounds like bless you, whoever sneezed. It sounds like real dialogue, and it's easier to sound like you're talking because it's actual dialogue. So,
would you say to prospective performers, like, would you consider advertising as a niche to that kind of work?
As kind
of a niche to work in?
Like for like young actors or
I mean, advertising is not the same as it was. It's very celebrity driven now. Like if you hear the big campaigns like for cosmetics or cars that used to be like everyday actors, and that was a big job for them, and they can make a living doing this stuff. Now it's it's John Hamm, or it's I don't know. There's huge actors doing Alec Baldwin or whoever, and they have great voices, but it's a different. The commercial industry is not one where you can like make a living the way you used to.
Oh.
So it's a great I made my living doing radio commercials, and I loved doing radio commercials. Radio is a different medium now. Now there's podcasts and there's podcast commercials, but many of those are read by the host. Or it's just different. It's a different market. And I miss it. I still do some of it, but I think if you're a young actor trying to get into this, you should want to do everything. And I mean, it's a different skill set doing those different things, and you should learn it. But if you're an actor, you're an actor. Like I meet young actors now who are like, I just want to do anime. And I'm like, okay, but well, first of all, it's going to be tough to make a living doing only one thing, but you have to diversify.
So, Ashley, considering your past with advertisements and commercials, are you still an office cheerleader?
You saw that?
I did.
Where? Oh, is it on my like YouTube or something?
It's still there.
That was the best commercial. Oh God. Okay, so you guys did a commercial many years ago. No, but that campaign was awesome. So it was this for Lipton Cup of Soup, and it was considered the office cheerleader, and I had to like talk really fast, and I was really annoying. But the campaign was incredible. I mean, it was me. It was Nick Kroll was in the campaign with us, and he was amazing. It was Nick Kroll, right? Yeah, it must have been. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
So distracting. So yeah, that was fun, but the worst part of that campaign. So usually when you do a shoot, they have your wardrobe. Like you go early, you get fit for your wardrobe. This is why I love voiceover, because I could wear pajamas. So I go to my wardrobe fitting. They put me in this white sweater, and then it's the day of the shoot, and they usually have a backup. I am holding a full cup of green soup. And they keep telling me to please be careful and not spill the soup. Now, the more you tell me to be careful and please not spill the soup, the more scared I get that I am going to spill the soup, until finally I spill the soup all over my sweater.
Oh, no.
There is a blizzard outside. They are all freaking out. As we were shooting in New Jersey, it was like a New York production company. I don't know what happened. They start bleaching the sweater. I was like crying. I felt terrible. Like we all had to go on break. Like I was the only one in that shot, and like, it was so much pressure. Like, I'd much rather sit in a booth in my pajamas because I couldn't handle, like, again, if they just had a backup sweater, it would have been fine. And then they put water in the cup, and I was like, couldn't we have done that? But I think there's like rules in TV, like you actually have to be holding the product that you're talking about.
Really?
So don't hire me for your on-camera commercial. I mean, do hire me for your on-camera commercial, just don't put soup in my cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Soup in a bowl then.
That's even tough. Well, I guess if I'm doing this, just give me like a candy bar. Well, I guess I could make a mess out of that too. No food commercials, please.
All right, from Queen Badiana, Sailor Moon Super S, to well-known Supernatural Club President Katona and Crystal. As a fellow Oni, I have to ask, what was it, during your time with the Legendary franchise, what was it like to continually work with the franchise over the years?
So we're talking about Sailor Moon, and I've worked in a couple different versions, like, I guess how do you categorize those different versions of it, different...
Super S was the movie, and then when you played Katona, it was like a remake or a reboot.
That was Crystal?
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, first of all, Queen Badiane was so pure evil. Like, I love being part of Sailor Moon because it's such a legendary piece of work, and it's cool to work on it. And Susie Goldish directed a lot of that, and I love working with her. But usually, like, if you're playing a bad guy, you try to find something redeeming about them. Not with that character. Like,
there's definitely no redeeming her.
Nothing. She put children in coffins and like took their candy, and I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna find anything. She is pure evil. I'll just decide that she was hurt as a child somehow, and that's why she does this. And I remember like sitting in my car afterwards, like I was gonna drive home, and because that's when we were in studios all the time, and I felt icky. Like I just felt gross after voicing her. I was like, I need a shower. But it was fun. I mean, bad guys are really fun to play. So that was fun because I had played very nice, sweet, innocent characters in Sailor Moon. Like I played Yumemi Yumeno, who's like paints couples and is so sad and sweet. And Katona, I think you said Shirashina. Just these very sweet characters. And so then when you get to play a bad guy, it's a little more juicy.
We get you. Also, I have to ask as well, like following up on that question, do you have a particular favorite scout, or like if you did have and if you had a chance to work on maybe being a scout down the line, who would you want to be?
Of course I want to be a scout. Well, I want to be one that no one plays yet, so I want to be like a new made-up one that just, appears. Let's make up a good name for her. What could she be? Sailor,
Let's see.
Let's come up with something.
Well,
Sailor Ribbon.
I heard Pluto is off the star charts now, so I think that might be taken again.
All right, I'm gonna think about that. That's a good question. You guys write to the Sailor Moon people, tell them we need a new show. We're gonna invent a new character. Okay.
Have you had any exposure to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure before being cast as Banished Boy in Death 13?
Oh my God, you guys, I'm so sorry about that. No, I knew a little bit. I knew very little about it. I love that the characters are named after bands and musicians. I love that aspect of it, even though I know it must go over a lot of people's heads. Because, like, my character, I played Manish Boy in Death 13. It's like a Steely Dan reference, I think. I'm like, I know Steely Dan, but I don't think kids knows, or yeah. So yeah.
Unless you're like really like musically cultured, I don't think like it does go over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah, but I love that they do that. So the warning I got when they cast me in that role, which I didn't audition for, they used I think either my demo or a previous audition to cast me in that. And they said, hey, just a warning that there's a lot of screaming. And I was like, okay, just schedule me later in the day if you can, and because then I can rest my voice. There was no warning that I'd be a baby who was fed their own poop. So sorry, you guys. And I have, if I see a dog poop, sorry for the graphic nature of this interview. I start gagging. So when that scene happened, like the rest of it, like the baby smoking the cigarette, like a lot of it's very funny to me. Like, and I was enjoying it, the lolly-o and all that. And then the poop scene, which I realized was Kylie Bear. Someone reminded me, fed me that poop, and I feel like I haven't really gotten my vengeance yet for that. I was gagging recording that scene, which was okay because the baby's gagging, but
Yeah.
I can't even talk about it. So I'm so sorry. I was like, I probably gave people nightmares from that, so I apologize. But I loved it. I mean, it was fun.
I mean, JoJo's been known to give nightmares in many kinds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so over the top, you know?
It's insane.
Bit of a fun question for you. If you did have a stand with a very specific power skill, what would it do?
Okay, wait. Edit this because I want to think for a minute.
Take as much time as you need.
What would it do? Remind me what like kinds of stuff the stands do.
They
Because
can
it's been a
do.
minute.
They can do the most esoteric things. So like, one can punch really fast. Another one creates fire. Another one is really good at monitoring the weather.
I mean, listen. My dream is teleportation. Like, I'm annoyed that we are not teleporting. Like, I'm not just like, I wish we could teleport. I'm like pissed that we've spent time on other things. Like, because I get on planes a lot, and I'd be much better. Like the flu powder in Harry Potter, isn't that what they use to just like...
Yeah.
Like, somebody who's working on something dumb but just really smart, like, please teleportation.
Okay.
Also, another goal of mine is to get the spork to be a common everyday utensil.
Oh,
So maybe
that
my
makes-
stand would do that. That would be like their thing, is that they would convert all utensils to sporks until they became more commonplace. Metal sporks. I'm not talking about those metal sporks. Promise me, you will thank me.
Hey, at least you'll be able to defend yourself, too.
I could see
Yes,
a JoJo
yes, it's a
chapter.
weapon.
No, I could see a JoJo chapter based on dealing with sporks.
Can I be Sailor Spork?
I guess.
To go back to your last question?
Sure.
Oh, you guys.
Let's do it.
Viz, work on that.
Hi, Viz. Could you make me Sailor Spork?
So many of us who grew up in the aughts remember you as one of the hosts for Cartoon Network Fridays. What was the story behind getting that role?
Well, I auditioned and didn't get it. And someone else did, and they were great. And I was bummed because I came close, and I was like, I was really bummed, I'll tell you. This is so embarrassing. But when the show first aired, there was an ad for it with their two faces on sides of buses on New York City. And they won't know this, but Sex and the City in the opening, Carrie Bradshaw, Sarah Jessica Parker, is standing on this thing, and her face goes by in a bus, and the mud and the water splashes her. And I was like, if I had gotten that job, I could have had that moment and let the bus go by and then been splashed with the dirty water. Because I think that's funny. It's like, because it's like a humbling, weird, like... So I was bummed I didn't get it. That didn't work out with that pairing, so then I auditioned again, and I was like, come on, please. And they were really, I remember seeing some friends at that audition, and I was like, there's no way. And they actually didn't know if they were going to cast a male or a female, so I was like, okay, well, it's a crapshoot. And then I got the call back, and I flew to LA to do the screen test for it. And I wanted it so badly, because I didn't realize that hosting a show was like a dream job for me. Until I started really thinking about it. And I screen tested with Tommy, who I was the co-host I ended up working with. And they told me the next day, thank God, so I didn't have to wait a million years. But that job was a Friday night. Basically, we were on, in case you guys have no idea, you probably don't know what we're talking about. I was on during the commercial breaks on Cartoon Network, 2005-ish, for
I remember
a
them
few
fondly.
years.
Right, brother?
And we would just come on and annoy you guys during the commercials and get to hang out with local kids. We shot in Atlanta, and it was a blast. We got to interview celebrities. We got to do crazy sketches. Charles Barkley was shooting down the hall, and then we got him to come on and play our wacky neighbor. It was awesome. Yeah, I'll never be able to recreate that moment in time. It was just so cool.
Any fond memories as being the host on the show that you would like to share with us?
Oh, so many. Well, first of all, the wardrobe was awesome. Like we'd come in, they'd be like, okay, now you're a robot. Now you're gonna play an old lady. Now you're a cowgirl. Just every week, they made me into a fake superhero. But the coolest was we would get to go to movie junkets, and they flew us to Skywalker Ranch. I think it was for Clone Wars. So we got to see it. We got to see the movie at Skywalker Ranch with the most pristine, beautiful sound quality I don't notice sound usually until it's either terrible or unbelievable. Each seat had its own speakers. Like, it was unreal. And then we got to eat there. They have their own vineyard. So we drank this delicious wine. And then we interviewed George Lucas and some of the cast in a barn. Because there's like, they just put us in different properties around the thing. So we got placed in a barn. So I'm sitting on a bale of hay interviewing George Lucas. I don't even know what to say about that. Like, it was crazy pants. And because it was a kid show, I got to ask him whatever I wanted. Like, so, because I could get away with a lot more. So so ahead of time, I asked kids if they had any questions for him. And one kid said to me, I want to know if Yoda is a mammal. And I said to George Lucas, is Yoda a mammal? And he took a minute, and he started explaining something that I didn't understand at all. And I don't think he ever gave me. But he definitely looked at me like I was insane.
Did you also interview Chewbacca in that one?
I mean, yes, we interviewed Chewbacca, who just was like, it's like interviewing Bulbasaur. I'd be like, Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur. Like, I mean, if I did this, yeah, like, let's do this interview as Bulbasaur, and you'll see what I felt like interviewing Chewbacca. Like, how about that? So.
Maybe do like an outtake or something.
Totally.
Do you still stay in touch with your former co-host, Tommy Snider?
I do, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool!
He's the best. I mean, we're not, obviously we don't see each other all the time, but we're in touch on social media. We run into each other. Like, I should, you know what the truth is, I should be way better about it. We're not as in touch. Sometimes social media gives you a false sense of staying in touch, but we make sure, you know, we like each other's posts or whatever. And yeah. Now that you said it, I'm going to be better about checking in.
Hear that, Tommy? She's going to be better about it.
I'm a crappy friend. No,
She's not crappy.
We spent a lot of time together because we were both in Atlanta from LA, so we would have all our meals together and we'd be on the flight together, and we had a very like big sister, little brother-ish relationship, and I adore him, and he's good people, and yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay. Before even your stint as a host on Fridays, you're also well known as the voice of key supporting characters in popular anime such as Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Shaman King, and Digimon. Looking back, did you think the characters you voiced would become as popular as they have now?
That's hilarious. No. We had no idea. I'm actually... So for a little reference, I worked at... My first anime work was for the company 4Kids, who brought Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece and all these huge anime, Shaman King, fighting Foodons, to the US, or to English-speaking territories. And we had no idea that... We also then, during that time, were doing anime that no one ever spoke about again. That if I brought it up, you'd be like, I have no idea what that is. So we didn't know that that was going to sustain. Who could have known? I'm making a podcast now. We have 12 episodes out. It's called I'm going to plug it.
Do it.
4Kids Flashback. Wherever you get podcasts, we're going behind the scenes on everything that happened at that company. Oh. The good, the bad, the weird, the just why of it all. We interviewed the president of the company, Norman Grossfeld, who was like, we shouldn't have done One Piece. It wasn't a kid's show. But the company they were working with wanted to see if they could make toys and make a lot of money doing toys. So they, we're getting these questions answered. We're also trying to dispel lots of myths because there's a lot of rumors and things about the shows there. Also, why did only 5 people do every voice that was going on there? We didn't understand it either, but now we kind of get it. A lot of it's just because we were working really fast, and they just wanted to make sure people could get stuff done. Also, we didn't know we were going to be talking about it 20 years later. We didn't know there was going to be IMDb, all these comic conventions that people would care. So I think in some ways they were like, well, we're not, okay, let's just get it done. Kids will watch it, hit the deadlines. It was company, it was business,
So, talking about 4Kids.
Yes.
Are you a Pokemon fan?
Okay. Am I a Pokemon fan? I think there's something about Pokemon, that artwork, that connects with children in a way that I've never seen with any other property. There's something instantly that children respond to. And adults too, actually. It's remarkable and beautiful, and the artists are just incredible. I don't really watch anything I do because it feels like work. So I'm a fan of the art. I play Pokemon Go a little bit. So I'm a fan in the way that I just have incredible respect for it. And the fact that they figured out how to make this empire, you know, like a game, a cartoon, the cars, just everything, it's all encompassing. So there's something for everybody in it. And I just have incredible respect for what they've done with the brand. But I can't sit and watch anime because I start watching the mouth flap, or I start like, yeah, it feels like work if I try to watch anime.
That's
unfortunately.
fair.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
know.
All right, we have one last question for you,
Yes.
Elliot. Of the anime series that you've worked on over the years, do you have any what is the fondest memory of working on any particular anime you worked on?
Oh, I can't pick just one, but I think in recent years, so I did Shaman King originally a million years ago at 4Kids, and then getting the email like, hey, they want you to reprise your role, and getting to revisit a role and actually get to do it because the story was retold from the very beginning. It wasn't just like with Dark Side of Dimensions, I got to do that with Mokuba, but it was sort of like he was older and it was a different version of him. Mm-hmm. With Shaman King, we got to go back and retell it the right way this time and work with a lot of the original cast and really flesh out the story and feel like, okay, we can give fans now a complete version of this. And I love Anna. Like, my favorite types of characters to play are the badasses that are badasses because they care. You know what I mean? Like, they're tough because they want you to be your best. And maybe she's a little too tough, or mean sometimes. I don't love how mean she always is. But it is because she cares. And those are so much fun. And so that was recent. I mean, I can't pick one, but again, recent years, that was really special.
I'm glad you were able to reprise your roles.
Me
Anna.
too.
I really, not gonna lie, I did have a childhood crush on Anna. She was
really, but she was so mean. Oh, you like Mean Girls?
Yeah, a little bit. But hey,
oh, that's so telling. You want to lie down and we can talk about your issues? No, I'm just kidding.
well, anyways,
Let's end this.
that ends our interview
I'm the worst
today.
Really.
No, you are not the worst. Actually, you were very wonderful. Thank you so much for the interview.
Tara Sands, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Where can our viewers find you on social media?
So social media, just why did I draw that in the air? At Tara Sands VO or at 4Kids Flashback, the number 4.
Okay.
Not the word 4. We have to always say that because, I don't want someone spelling it and then they're confused and they think I lied. I didn't lie.
No, she didn't lie, folks. Anyways, this is California Conventions blog at Anime Los Angeles, number 19, 2024. Thank you for tuning in. Hope we'll catch you at the next con. Take care.